Buhari unveils more projects.
To achieve this, we embarked on a robust roadmap which has been successfully implemented.
Court dismisses suit to stop inauguration of president-elect. Imposes 17 million naira fine on plaintiff. After several months of anticipation, the much-awaited national carrier flies in.
This is one infrastructure that has been missing in the general aviation dynamics of the country.
Hello and thanks for joining us on the Network News. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Adiola Komiakere joins us from Lagos. Do endeavor to follow this newscast live on our website, nta.ng/live, NT News Now on Twitter, as well as other social media handles displayed on the screen. We begin with aviation. President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated the international airport in Ebonyi, named after him for being a president committed to the infrastructural development of the state and the country at large. Caleb Ogbonna reports that 4 other legacy projects of Governor David Umahi were also inaugurated virtually by the president.
Already in use, President Muhammadu Buhari International Airport Onweke, David Umahi Federal University of Medical Sciences Ubru, and 198 kilometers Abakaliki Ring Road are part of the 5 projects inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari, which Governor David Umahi and others say are key to the urban renewal mandate of the state.
In addition to boosting the economy, the airport will attract both local and foreign investors, opening doors of opportunity for Ebonyi State and Nigeria.
Healthcare services has already commenced, and the entire Ebonyi State and all the neighboring states are already benefiting from the hospital services.
Mr. President, I cannot express all your love and help to Ebonyi people. I want to commend you very highly for the work you have done for Nigerians.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who inaugurated these projects virtually, commended Governor David Umahi's ingenuity and commitment to the development of the state, stressing that the well-being of the country should remain paramount to all at all times.
I am particularly amazed by the speed with which Governor Umahi's administration started and completed the international airport. Leaders are assured that Ebonyi State, under Governor Umahi, has recorded a remarkable progress and deserves to enjoy a robust partnership with the federal government in all her developmental aspirations.
Among other things, these projects, such as the President Muhammadu Buhari International Airport Onweke, David Umahi Federal University of Medical Sciences Ubru, and others, were constructed with the sole purpose of enhancing the living standard of citizens. In Abakaliki, Caleb Ogbonna, NTA.
In keeping with his vision towards bridging Nigeria's infrastructure deficit, President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the recently completed new international terminal of Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Amin Umar reports that the event performed virtually was attended by Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji.
Aviation in Nigeria will not be complete without the mention of Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Kano is said to be the first place to record the landing of a plane in Nigeria. In recognition of this and the business viability of Kano, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari conceived and completed the new international terminal that is equipped with latest international trends in aviation.
The terminal building in Kano, Mr. President, is a terminal building that has the capacity for 7 million passengers. This is unprecedented. It will serve the people of Kano, its environs, and the country in general.
Inaugurating the airport virtually, President Muhammadu Buhari is optimistic that the new development will improve economic status of the country through recording additional inflow of passengers into Nigeria.
We have placed high premium on safety, security, and efficiency on air transportation. To achieve this, we embarked on a robust roadmap which has been successfully implemented, resulting in huge growth in the sector, making aviation one of the fastest growing sectors.
Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje and other dignitaries were taken round on an inspection into the new terminal. In Kano, Aminu Umar, NTA News.
To other developmental projects, the Nigerian Naval Logistics College in Dawakin Tofa of Kano State has also been inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari. Elizabeth Yila reports that the college is a professional training institution for logistics personnel of the Navy and those of sister services, paramilitary organizations and civilian populace.
The Nigerian Navy Logistics College Dawakin Tofa was established to achieve operational efficiency through the training of logistics and finance personnel.
The achievements of the college towards capacity development of naval logisticians within the period is commendable and will undoubtedly contribute to the operational readiness of the naval fleet for economic prosperity.
This uncommon gesture, with the support from Mr. President, motivated the Nigerian Navy to commence major rehabilitation works and construction of additional facilities in order to set up a world-class military logistic training institution.
The unveiling of the commissioning plaque was conducted by the representative of the Governor of Kano State, Colonel Umaru Malemi, retired. A marching out parade was conducted by the naval men of the college as the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, went round the college for inspection. In Kano, Elizabeth Yila, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has officially inaugurated 3,000 capacity Guza ultra-modern custodial facility in Kano. This, the president said, is part of his administration's determination to decongest the nation's correctional facilities and establish a stronger institution that will reform inmates to contribute to the development of the country. Habibu Husseini reports.
The ultra-modern custodial facilities sited in 6 geopolitical zones of the country are part of government's commitment to reposition the nation's correctional service to be in tune with the international standard. Inaugurating the 3,000 capacity custodial facility in Kano, the president said the facility is fully equipped with the state-of-the-art facilities that provides the needed services for both the inmates and the officials.
The importance of a viable correctional service is critical, not only for executing court sentences, thereby completing the justice process, but also for keeping felons out of circulation, securing the society, and deterring those who intend to act in an antisocial manner.
Minister of Interior Rauf Arebishola, while lauding federal government for this milestone achievement, called on the state governments to restructure and introduce new policies that will support the service to deliver on its mandate.
It costs slightly over 1 million naira to maintain an inmate per annum.
The facility, fully secured with a wide perimeter fence, has a vocational center for training of the inmates on various skills, a clinic, sporting facilities, places of worship, among others. In Kano, Habib Hussein, NTA News.
In other news, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu says fulfilling the dream and aspirations of the nation's majority is a covenant that will be pursued with all seriousness, coming to power in the next few days. This was why speaking to NTA News after a guided tour of the presidential villa. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Good afternoon, sir. Very good afternoon. President-elect.
It was a warm welcome for the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu by President Muhammadu Buhari on arrival in the office of the President on a familiarization visit. The President-elect was thereafter guided on tour of the seat of government by the Nigerian leader. Places visited include the various conference halls in the office of the president, the executive council chambers where cabinet meetings and other major presidential engagements are held, as well as a new banquet hall. And before the tour, both the president and the president-elect joined the Muslim community in the State House for the special Jumu'at prayers as part of the ongoing transition program. The chief imam of the State House Masjid, Ustaz Abdul Wahid Suleiman, who presided, prayed Allah to continue to guide and protect the nation's leaders in their efforts to meet public aspirations. President Buhari, he said, is finishing strong and called on the Ummah to genuinely support and pray for the incoming administration to succeed in the greater interests of all. He led special prayers for sustainable peace, unity, stability, and prosperity of the country. And what was the prayers of the president-elect as he prepares to assume the leadership of the country? A question posed to him by NTA News.
Help me, God, to carry the burden, to face the challenge, and keep me in good health, to be able to fulfill the dream and the aspiration of millions of our people. My own is not identity politics. It's not hunger. It's not poverty. But I followed a man who has the honesty, integrity, and the character and the courage to say, Nigeria, we need to change. And change we have to. Change our mindsets. Kill corruption in our society. Let the poor breathe. We have that responsibility.
Already, the president-elect has received the government's transition documents and conferred with the highest national honors of the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR, and GCON to the Vice President-elect. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now let's talk assets declaration. President Muhammad Buhari has advised public office holders to always take the path of honor by declaring their assets so as not to run foul of the law. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the president gave the advice when he formally received his assets declaration form from officials of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
The Assets Declaration form was presented to President Muhammadu Buhari by the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Muhammad Isa. This is to enable the president once again declare his assets in compliance with the law as his tenure of office comes to an end in a couple of days.
All I will do now is to get my bank manager from Kaduna to give the latest bank account so that it will show what has gone in since I came to complete the form. This system does not exclude anybody from me downwards. Yes. It's up to the system to follow up to make sure from vice president downwards, everybody that is going has filled up his form as he did or she did when they came in. It's a system which they have to follow. By them starting from me, then nobody is excused.
When filled and returned, it will be the fourth time President Muhammadu Buhari will be declaring his assets since coming to power in 2015.
In 2019, we were here and you gave us audience, we were able to present a form. That has gone a long way to make a number of political office holders, both elected and appointed, to comply. And we have as much as about 99% compliance. Given your own exemplary leadership, we have made a lot of progress under your watch and we have achieved a lot. Been able to achieve digitization of our system, services and operation, and also been able to achieve investigation of a number of cases, which we believe, if not for your support, we shouldn't have achieved that.
The Code of Conduct Bureau is established to maintain a high standard of public morality in the conduct of government business and to ensure that accountability is not compromised in actions and behavior of public officers. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, the dream of having a national carrier is now a reality following the arrival of the long-awaited Nigeria Air. Aliu Tukur captured the unveiling of the aircraft at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
Promise made, promise fulfilled, as the nation's aviation sector welcomed the first aircraft for its national carrier. Nigerian Airways, the country's carrier, then collapsed in 2003. On popular demand, the Buhari administration put in motion modalities for the establishment of another national carrier, Nigeria Air.
This is one infrastructure that has been missing in the general aviation dynamics of the country. The airline that is equal to the size of the market, to the dynamics of the market of Nigeria, for its geography and the fortunes of the country. Indeed, we do need the kind of infrastructure that we're having today in the name of Nigeria Air Limited. This Nigeria Air Limited, of course, obviously, it's an entity known to Nigerian laws that is a partnership between entrepreneurs in Nigeria and the entrepreneurs in Ethiopian Airline Consortium.
Thanks to the government of Nigeria for choosing Ethiopian Airlines, a very dependable partner to work with.
More aircrafts that will form the fleet for Nigeria Air will be received in the coming weeks. Operations will commence as soon as all protocols are duly observed and the approval of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority is granted. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
This is indeed good news for all the travelers out there. Now, a bit on legal matters. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the suit seeking to stop the inauguration of President-elect Bola Tinubu on allegation of falsification of age and alleged dual citizenship status. The presiding judge, Justice James Omotosho, gave the verdict in a suit filed by 3 plaintiffs. The court held that the suit by the trio was unconstitutional, frivolous, and an abuse of court process. Justice Omotosho held that the plaintiffs lacked the locus standi to file the suit, adding that the court could not exercise jurisdiction to hear it because it relates to a presidential election. The court also stressed that under Section 285, subsection 14 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, as amended, only an aspirant could challenge the qualification or nomination of a candidate in an election. It further held that since the election has already been conducted, only the Court of Appeal has the jurisdiction to entertain cases arising from the presidential election. The court held that the plaintiff's legal action was filed in bad faith with the intention to expose the judiciary to ridicule. The court equally imposed 70 million naira fine on the plaintiffs in favor of the defendants. And the Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party challenging the nomination of the Vice President Kashim Shettima, thereby questioning the participation of the All Progressives Congress in the February 25, 2023 presidential election. The 5-man panel of the Apex Court, headed by Justice John Inyang Okoro, gave the order in a unanimous verdict in Abuja. Delia Atumbi of our Judiciary Desk reports.
The appellant in this matter, while the Independent National Electoral Commission, All Progressives Congress, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima are respondents. At the trial court, the plaintiff, which was PDP, prayed for the disqualification of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima on ground of alleged double nomination of the Vice President-elect. Counsel to the APC at the trial court, citing Section 35 of the Electoral Act 2022, raised preliminary objection on the plaintiff's locus standi and lack of jurisdiction since the plaintiff lacked the right of appearance before the court. Trial court, in its verdict, found for the APC and dismissed the suit. Unsatisfied with the trial court's verdict, the PDP took the matter to the Court of Appeal, where the matter was equally dismissed with costs. Rely on Section 285, subsection 14C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the PDP appealed to the Supreme Court, praying the court for substantive justice on the matter. The 5-man panel of justices led by Justice John Iyangu-Koro found that by the evidence before the court, the Vice President-elect as the validly nominated candidate of the APC for Borno Central Senatorial District duly resigned from the contest on July 7, 2022 before his nomination for the office of the Vice President. In a well-considered judgment read by Justice Adamu Joro, affirmed that going by the content of the provision of Section 35 of the Electoral Act 2022, the Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima did not contest for the position. The habeas court was of the view that his nomination for the office of the Vice President on 14th July 2022, having withdrawn from the contest of the senatorial district election on the 7th July 2022, could not amount to multiple nominations. The habeas court described the appeal by the PDP as frivolous and a gross abuse of the court process. The habeas court maintained that the appellant lacked local standing to institute the case and as such a meddlesome interloper the affairs of the APC on his nomination in line with Section 84, subsection 14 of the Electoral Act 2022. The Supreme Court upheld the decision of the Court of Appeal and dismissed the appeal of the PDP with costs. The decision of the Supreme Court put paid to legal encumbrance on the nomination of the Vice President-elect. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Time to take a break, and when we return, reports on the inauguration. To stay with us. You're still watching the network news. Now to our May 29 inauguration reports. The Muslim community in Nigeria has joined their voices in prayers in support of the processes leading to smooth transition of power, with emphasis on continued peaceful coexistence and togetherness. This was the focus of the presidential inauguration lecture and Jumat prayer in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajiya reports.
Celebration and felicitation mode orchestrated by the presidential inauguration and Nigeria's 7th consecutive democratic transition. Muslim faithful during the inauguration lecture cross-fertilized ideas with discussion paying attention on germane national issues, unity in diversity, where the guest speaker dissects the issue from Islamic perspective, which says diversity is divine from Allah and should be managed properly for national gains.
Leadership by example. We expect all our elected and appointed leaders to lead by example.
Representatives of President Muhammadu Buhari and the President-elect in their submissions acknowledged challenges and progress made so far as a nation still united.
President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, has always reminded us about the fact that Nigeria is the only country we have, and that we must work together to develop it into our desired nation.
All Nigerians, of differences in political affiliations, religious persuasions, tribal or sectional background. We are all united by our common heritage of poverty.
The Sultan of Sokoto, alongside other speakers, implore leaders to always walk the talk, especially in ensuring justice for all.
That we will do what is best for us in our lives, in our homes, in our states, in our great country, Nigeria.
No tribe has monopoly of any knowledge or any quality. All the tribes in Nigeria, 250 or more. In each you have gifted people who can move the nation forward.
At the special Jumat prayer, the Murshid of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Shehu Said Galadanchi, in his sermon, as interpreted, reiterates the need for the unity of the country.
The sermon called on Nigerians to be united.
The congregation thereafter invoked Allah's benevolent mercy for a peaceful transition while thanking the outgoing administration for all its effort targeted at nation building. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajiya, NTA News.
Ahead of the inauguration, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Dauda Alibu, has ordered the deployment of 365 personnel, 40 patrol vehicles, 15 bikes and 10 tow trucks to ensure safety of road users and ease of movement along all roads leading to the venue of the inauguration of the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A statement from the Corps says 155 traffic cones, 15 ambulances, 84 patrol lights and a number of reflective tapes to augment the entrenchment of safety and ease of movement across board have also been deployed. The Corps Marshal urges personnel to collaborate with sister security organizations detailed for the national program. He also advises road users to comply with restrictions of movement around areas condoned off for seamless inauguration program. And the federal government has declared Monday, 29th of May 2023, work-free day for all workers in the country to commemorate the inauguration of the nation's 16th democratically elected president. The Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola, in a statement, commended Nigerians for their faith in democracy as expressed in the nationwide elections that produced the president-elect and his vice. He enjoins all to continue to support and promote democracy. Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman Presidential Transition Council, Boss Mustafa, wishes to inform members of the public attending the inauguration lecture on Saturday, 27th of May 2023 at the International Conference Center that arrangements have been made for them to park the vehicles close to the venue. The provided venues are Old Parade Ground, Radio House, Area 10, Garki, and the pavilion beside the International Conference Center, Abuja. Only vehicles of officials will be permitted to gain access to the venue. To other matters now. More than 400 digital communication technology projects across the geopolitical zones of the country have been virtually inaugurated by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami. Chimdima Undubisi reports that these bring the total number of projects initiated from 2019 to date, which have been completed or nearing completion, to more than 4,000. Major players in the industry say this is the realization of one of the items on the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy on provision of digital infrastructure. The Federal Executive Council also approved the harmonization of national identity and bank cards at no extra cost to bearers.
Banks had been permitted to liaise with National Identity Management Commission, where they will produce a card that will serve as your national identity card and also your MasterCard or Visa card or any form of card, including your picture. You can use it as your national identity card. The chips are going to be verified, and also use it as your own bank card and use it anywhere in the world.
Also worthy of note is the increment in number of enrolled citizens to 100 million in 2023, which stood at 39 million for 13 years. The second International Annual Forum on the Development of Lake Chad region has ended with a 12-paragraph declaration aimed at strengthening regional collaboration in areas of security, social-cultural integration and harmful climate change effects. Abubakar Akwanga brings us details.
Gandhi International Conference Center near Niger Republic will definitely be remembered for serving as a platform for regional consensus by stakeholders in the quest to reinforce a paradigm shift for the future of the Lake Chad region away from the status quo. That warm handshake goes beyond borders, and a demonstration that the declaration represents the interests of the 4 adjacent countries within the Lake Chad region.
You have brainstormed to come up with innovative, technical and scientific solutions to the development challenges in the Lake Chad basin.
The painstaking session started and ended well, and the presentation of a 6-paragraph declaration with wide range of issues did not disappoint key players and strategic partners, as questions of regional peace and security, Infrastructure, common market, and empowerment seek answers. Stakeholders say with the adoption of the new document, solutions are in the offing.
Whatever effort we put in place in Nigeria, if we do not have that regional integration and collaboration with our neighbors, you will agree with me that it will be a wasted effort.
The devastation of Boko Haram had caused a lot. It has been one of the most enormous in terms of loss of life and livelihoods.
You have seen leaders, everybody has come together to say, okay, how do we work together as a team across language barriers, across cultural barriers to ensure that the Lake Chad region succeeds?
The efforts on the encouragement and support to the security. So they continue the good job, which is very excellent.
At this point, if Lake Chad were to be human with expectations, then we would say it is at the right track towards reaching its promised land, as a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a bold step. From the Mahatma Gandhi International Conference Center, Niamey, Nigerian Republic, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has accepted the offer of the Commonwealth to lead the Commonwealth Observer Group constituted by its Secretary General, the Right Honourable Patricia Scotland KC, to observe the general elections in Sierra Leone. Osinbajo will be the leader and spokesperson of the group of distinguished experts drawn from around the world, interfacing between the group, the media, the authorities of the host country, and representing the group at all official functions. In a public statement, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth expressed gratitude to Professor Yemi Osinbajo for accepting the invitation to undertake this important area of work in deepening democracy across the Commonwealth. The Vice President said he is highly honored by the unique opportunity to bring his expertise in contributing to deepening democracy, especially in Africa and the Commonwealth by extension. The Vice President, on behalf of the Nigerian government, has been at the forefront of championing democratic governments, especially in the West African sub-region under the auspices of ECOWAS. To health. In a bid to reduce occurrences of infectious diseases in Port Harcourt and its environs, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas has completed and handed over a state-of-the-art infectious disease unit to Rivers State University Teaching Hospital. Inkuru Onyejesi reports.
Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas, NLNG, and Rivers State University Teaching Hospital had in 2022 signed a memorandum of understanding for the provision of a multi-million naira infectious diseases unit at the health facility in Port Harcourt. The Commissioner for Health, Rivers State, Professor Prince-Will Chike, notes that healthcare service delivery is a collective responsibility and commend the NLNG for its resilience, dedication, and support to the health sector.
This is one corporate body that looks in the direction of the people there around them. We thank you for all the support you give.
The plans are to make it a reference center when it comes to infectious disease control. Infectious disease as in both treatment, research, and management.
In his remarks, the General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development, NLG, Andy Ode, says the facility will make Rivers State University Teaching Hospital one of the biggest in Nigeria, equipped to train future health practitioners as well as deal with health needs of the people.
Our support to the Rivers State government yielded the opportunity for us to focus on an infectious diseases unit for the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital. That's why we did what we did in Rivers State. But beyond that, in the 6 geopolitical zone so far, we phased it into 2, what we call the hospital support program. We've delivered 6 of such interventions in 6 teaching hospitals in Nigeria.
What this unit is meant to do is to control the spread of infectious diseases when they occur. So the word out to the public is personal hygiene and health is very important.
The newly constructed facility comprises of isolation wards, theatre, intensive care unit, laboratory, and a lodge, among other sessions. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejesi, NTA News.
And from health, we'll move to housing. It wasn't only a joyous moment for the federal civil servants in Jigawa State, but a dream come true as the housing estate under the federal government National Affordable Housing Delivery Program for Nigerian workers was inaugurated by Governor Muhammad Badru Abubakar of Jigawa State. Shehu Mohammed Data witnessed the inauguration ceremony and now reports.
The inauguration ceremony of the housing estate was jointly organized by Federal Mortgage Bank, Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and Nigerian Employees Consultative Association, financed by Federal Mortgage Bank and developed by MAPAC Engineering Limited. The Phase 1 housing estate project has 100 units of houses, 20 with 1 bedroom each, 40 has 2 bedrooms, and another 40 with 3 bedrooms. The estate was also provided with basic infrastructures that include roads, electricity, and water system designed with workers' peculiarities. Inaugurating the housing estate, Governor Muhammad Badru Abubakar described the estate as a wonderful project for workers in Jigawa State. He said the state administration had since concurred with President Muhammadu Buhari's agenda of housing for all.
We really commend the effort of the Federal Mortgage Bank and also the initiative taken by the NLC, UTC, and NECA.
Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank, represented by Executive Director Loans and Mortgage, Lukman Mustafa, said the housing estate are in fulfillment of its mandate of providing affordable housing for all Nigerians.
One very unique thing about the housing projects of being financed by Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is its affordability.
In their remarks, presidents of the NLC, TUC, and Director General Nigerian Employees Consultative Association, all represented, called on governments to step up their contribution in housing for all. For some of the beneficiaries, it is a dream come true.
It is very hard, if not possible, for a civil servant to acquire the house just like this. But now we have occupied, alhamdulillah.
I'm very happy. At least now I'm not going to pay any rent to any landlord.
High points of the event was presentation of keys to 5 beneficiaries in Dutse. I'm Shehu Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Let's join Adiola in Lagos for more reports. Adiola, let's hear from you.
Nigeria has made progress in e-waste management through the circular approach to the management of used and discarded electronic and electrical devices and cables. Jennifer Igwe reports that the pilot initiative has helped to create proper channels for disposal, storage, and handling of e-waste.
Anytime you dispose your e-waste indiscriminately, you are contributing to dangerous environmental pollution that can claim lives and destroy ecosystems.
The plastic elements of the cable are very dangerous. So when you burn them, all right, you're causing massive air pollution.
To ensure e-waste is not wrongly disposed, burnt at dump sites and dismantled in crude ways that have adverse effects on human lives and environment, in 2019, federal government, through the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESTRA, and in partnership with the Global Environment Facility of the United Nations, embarked on a pilot project aimed at establishing proper e-waste collection centers and recyclers, including a value chain through it.
We have achieved a lot by collecting 300 tons of e-waste, which was our target, and we have also trained the informal collectors in order to get them to do their job better. We have upgraded some recycling facilities.
With this pilot project, I think the NESREA and its partners have made a very sizable dent in the e-waste problem. And what's more, they've made a solution which can continue in the future.
The initiative has created clean jobs and facilitated the extended producer's responsibility. As the project comes to an end, stakeholders have described it as one of the greatest achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in the environment sector, with expectation that the impact would be followed up. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Nascon Allied Industries PLC is Nigeria's leading refiner and distributor of household products, food processing, and industrial use salt. The company has recorded outstanding performance with an 84% impressive growth in the profit after tax, put at 5.47 billion naira in the 2022 financial year under review. Nascon Allied Industries PLC has declared a dividend of 1 naira per unit share at its annual general meeting in Lagos. Amaka Owo reports.
Member of the Dangote Group of Companies, Nascon is a leading brand in Nigeria in the salt and seasoning industries.
Are there any questions?
The leadership of the company made her annual reports public, and the operational performance reflects the company's commitment to excellence.
Would a shareholder please move the motion that the resolution to approve the declaration of a dividend of 1 naira per share, subject to withholding tax in respect of the year ended 31st December 2022 be passed?
With growing figures in turnover of 58.79 billion naira in 2022, a 77% increase from 33.28 billion naira in 2021. Net profit rose to 5.47 billion naira in 2022, compared to 2.97 billion naira recorded in 2021. The total assets of the industries was 55.53 billion naira in the year under review.
We had a 12% increase on our volume compared to previous year. We had some increases on our products, which was long overdue because our costs have been going up over the years. In 2022, we had to take that decision because we also have to think of our shareholders' interest.
You should have seen how the shares in the stock market appreciate on a daily basis. That shows that we are delivering value, meaning we are meeting the market expectation.
We are happy with the performance of the company and the dividend they are giving us.
Sustainability is a critical aspect for Nascon Allied Industries PLC as the company aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in all aspects of operations as seen in its target of 5% reduction in greenhouse gas emission. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
You're watching the news on the network service of the NTA. More reports after this break. Do not forget that you can still follow the news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other verified social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. To stay with us.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. President Muhammad Buhari has assented to the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation bill. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate, Babajide Omowurare, notes that the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation Act repeals the hitherto extant NDIC Act No. 16 of 2006, provides that NDIC is the insurer of all insurable deposit liabilities of insured institutions. The President also signed 4 other bills: Arbitration and Conciliation Act, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Amendment Act, Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria Establishment Act, and the Chartered Institute of Directors Nigeria Establishment Acts. Let's take our last break. We'll be right back. And this is where we're in Network News tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Omori.